All right, hi there, everybody, and welcome to Springfield, Missouri. The final score: Missouri State 59 and Utah Tech 14. Waiting for head coach Paul Peterson to join us here. Rod Zundel back here. High above the Plaster Stadium. Utah Tech got off to a fast start last week against Northern Arizona and didn't look back. Today they had, in the first 3 minutes, they forced 2 turnovers, but they weren't able to do anything with it, and they fell behind by 14 points, 14-0, and then they came back to cut the lead to 14-7, but after that it was just all Missouri State. Kobe Tracy got the second start of the season. Completely different story than it was a week ago. 17 for 41, 4 interceptions, no touchdowns, 167 yards. Skylar Castle came in and was 1 for 3, the freshman, for 6 yards. Running the ball, Chris Street, 10 carries, 63 yards. Ronnie Walker Jr., 11 carries, 48 yards. Andy Day, he had 1 carry, the punter, for 30 yards on that fake punt the last couple of minutes. But if you look at the numbers, total offensive plays, 62 plays for Missouri State, 672 yards. That's the second most yards given up, I believe, by a Utah Tech defense since going to Division I. Utah Tech only 300 yards in total offense. Rushing yards, 210 by Missouri State, 127 by Utah Tech, one of their best rushing performances of the season so far. But passing yards, they were completely throttled on this one. Missouri State 462 yards compared to 173 yards passing for Utah Tech. And I'm just going to check out some numbers here. The 462 yards passing, second most given up by Utah Tech defense. And the total yards of 672 yards, that is the fourth most given up by a Utah Tech defense. So Utah Tech falls to 1-3 on the season. They'll head to Fort Collins next Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock kickoff against Colorado State of the Mountain West Conference. Of course, the pregame show will begin at 5 o'clock right here on Trailblazer Sports Vision and on the Fan Sports Radio Network. We'll take a break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have Coach Peterson get his thoughts on today's game. Once again, 59-14, the Trailblazers fall to Missouri State. Back with more after this.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game, so why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at SouthernUtahRealEstate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union, which means it's time to score some cash. Simply tap, swipe, or click checkout with any Mountain America debit or credit card to be entered into a weekly giveaway for up to $500. Now until September 30th. Visit macu.com/anycard to learn how to earn extra entries or to open a new account today.
Get your kicks on.
And welcome back to Springfield, Missouri, Robert W. Plaster Stadium. 59-14 is your final score. Utah Tech losing one here today to Missouri State. Rod Zundel here waiting for Coach Paul Peterson to join us here on the Johnson Pediatric post-game show. Going to have to figure out a player of the game. Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game. Let's figure out who that's going to be, guys. Kind of tough to choose from. Let's go with Andy Day. He got a busy day. 5 punts, 44.5-yard average, long of 56. And he had 1 carry for 30 yards. So we're going to give Andy Day, the punter, our Hearst Ace Hardware player of the game. Hearst Ace Hardware. Find a variety of products and prices that will please the heart here in St. George and Cedar City. So our playmaker of the game, well, got to give that to Andy Day, too, on the fake punt, 30-yard carry. So, time to bring in Coach Peterson here. You want the final stats? Here's the final, Coach. So, here you go, Coach Peterson on our Johnson Pediatric postgame show. All right, Coach, a little different story than last week. You had your chance to get off to a fast start with 2 turnovers. Didn't convert, and that kind of really was a telltale of the game there. You missed opportunities there early on.
Yeah, yep. Sorry, just checking this out. They did a good job. They did a good job. They looked like at first they were a little rusty coming off a bye. Had the ball on the ground a couple times. We took advantage of that, but I think we had a 3-and-out, and then first play, first down, and then another a 4-and-out, I guess you'd call it. So didn't do a very good job on offense today or defense. It was a little bit frustrating because you wanted to build off what we did last week, but obviously wasn't good enough, man. Just looking at these statistics, it wasn't a very pretty game.
Yeah, you knew that their record of 0-2 is deceiving. They got some big boys up front on both sides of the football, and they kind of controlled the line of scrimmage early on. And did it kind of wear you down a little bit? And did the guys get frustrated a little bit, trying everything they could, and they just couldn't get through the mud?
No, I don't think it was that. I think they executed very well. I think number 12 did a really good job of neutralizing us. He was a really good quarterback sitting back there. We thought rushing 3 would be a good idea, and he kept finding those open windows, man. I mean, tip my hat to him. He's a good Jacob Clark, good player. Was he 19 of 26 for 400 yards? And 5 touchdowns. I mean, we needed to keep putting pressure on him to get the ball out quick, and we did the opposite in rushing 3. I thought our game plan going into the game was going to be fine, and they came screaming back with their last opponent in the second half, and you knew they could be able to throw the ball well.
Yeah.
We too many. Interesting to see with stat that's not on there, but the run after the catch, we didn't get him down, and we didn't reset very good.
Kobe Tracy looked a little bit frustrated at times today, and he kind of forced a lot of things that you didn't see as much last week.
Yeah, and we got a chance. If we want a chance against a team like this, we got to take care of the football, and we didn't do a good job with that. The pick 6 early was tough. I think he's trying to throw away one down here on the sideline to Monty. That got picked off. This one late, I mean, that's on me. I called it and told him to throw it up, those types of things. But, it didn't look like it was very clean for him. He had a couple good balls. You don't want to say the wind was a factor, but it definitely was. Yeah. Kept some of those balls floating a little bit on him. But, we got to regroup. I told the team after, I think we were a little bit sensitive. And at some point, you got to gut up and stop the bleeding and show a little toughness, and regardless of what the score is, and I don't think our guys responded to adversity very well today.
Speaking of toughness, Sam Konanata'a, he was playing lights out in physical football, and then he got injured. That was tough to see him going out on crutches.
Yeah, that's tough. Sam's a big part of our defensive line and is able to get some good pressure on the quarterback, and he's very explosive, and to lose him, that's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Do we have any idea the severity? I know we don't want to say particulars, but it's pretty serious injury.
You know what? I don't know. They do their little tests with the knee down there, and we'll get a better assessment when the doc looks at it. But he's a tough kid.
Okay, you got to go against Colorado State next week. They had the prime time last week against Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffs, but they're in the middle of the pack supposedly in the Mountain West, but they're going to be a tough challenge and a good challenge for you guys to see where you guys are mentally.
Yeah, how are you going to respond? You got your back against the wall in a game like this, and I think we come out swinging and scratching and clawing like we needed to, and obviously we're playing an FBS team, and they're going to be a good football team. We saw that. I don't know what they're doing this week, but last week, and they got good players and good coaches, and it'd be fun for our kids to play in an atmosphere like that. But we've definitely got some work to do and take care of business. Our best guys didn't perform like they needed to today. And, we're 4-13 on third down, and they're 7 of 11. And, shoot over 600 yards, almost 700. That's not gonna win you any games. So we just gotta regroup and kind of take a deep down look and see where we're at.
All right, Coach. We'll call it an afternoon here in Springfield, Missouri. Once again, the final score 59-14 next week. 5 o'clock kickoff. Fort Collins against Colorado State. And we'll have the pregame show on Trailblazer Sports Vision at 4 o'clock next Saturday. So, Coach, thanks for coming up here and joining us. Thanks to Spencer Rodak back at the Findlay Hyundai Studios. Thank you for watching and listening. Once again, the final score here in Springfield, Missouri. Missouri State 59 and Utah Tech 14. Have a great afternoon, everybody. See you next week.